that's what I need to do. How do I go do that? If you've been waiting for falling in love, baby, you don't have to wait on me. 'Cause I've been waiting forever to fall. There we go. Oh, that's right. I go slide to the left, and everything's good there. Sweet. Alright, so let's go and design this. Two here. I may not need any more. And what up from Chicago? Oh, super cool. How's Chicago? It was there for Lab Day back in February. It was fun, definitely. How can I get a dentist in touch with you? I spoke briefly with you the other day. Oh, super cool. Good news, they took them back and are refunding my insurance. Awesome possum. But yeah, you do got to start all over again. And that's unfortunate when it comes to that you do have to go all the way back to the beginning to get things working, or get things going. But definitely it is. It's good that they refunded the insurance. Awesome, super cool. I'm going to start your light. Oh, I'm not sure what that means, but super cool. How do you? So that's the main thing. So you more than likely are not using that specific office anymore. I'm not sure if it's a specific dentist or if it's an office or a chain or whatever it may be, but you're not using them anymore. Any dentist that you go to from now on, you can always just kind of lean forward and just ask them, hey, I know someone that, or you might not, I'm not sure if know someone, but there's someone on this platform that I watch that talks about dentures, and they always offers that if anyone wants to get their dentures made by them, that all they have to do is just talk to the doctor to contact me. So all they had to do is look up dental things in California, and they were more than likely they will look me up, grin, kind of smirk a little bit, be like, who's this loser? And then just potentially they'll go from there, or whatever it may be. But it's a long shot a lot of times, but not impossible. It's just a little tough sometimes to get them to bite, to use a different laboratory than what they are normally used to. And the thing is that even though it sucks, their laboratory that they might use especially if you're within a similar distance to the original office that you were at, they may use the same laboratory, and that kind of sucks. They might use a different laboratory, and their technicians might be on it, and their dentist that you're going to may be also on it. So it's always a crapshoot, and it sucks that it plays with your guys' time, which is very valuable a lot of the time. But it's good that you did get them to go through refunding the insurance, because that is a lot of times a very tough thing to do. I'm waiting for my bridge. It was $4,000 though, but finally, that is good. Yeah, $4,000. I would imagine at what, like $1,000 per unit, and usually bridges are, of course, at minimum 3 units. But $4,000, maybe that's a 4-unit bridge, meaning 4 teeth that are attached to it. If it was 3, then that means in total maybe like the extraction, and okay, yeah, that's why I kind of figured. Usually about like $1,000 each, and it would be kind of about that range. That's cool. Good for you. It's gonna be a solid fit. It's gonna be a solid result that you're gonna get, which is gonna be nice. But definitely, I can. I know a lot of people would like to be in, get bridges and stuff. It's just definitely expensive. 9, 10, 11. Oh, okay. Yeah, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so then yeah, it's gonna be right there in the front. Super good. And especially with like color matching, if it doesn't involve 8, which is the front tooth on the right side, hopefully they get a really good shade match, and that'd be awesome. But it's always like everything, it's always kind of not a gamble, but when it does come to the point where you can where you're agreeing to whatever the end result is, how it looks, just make sure it's very acceptable to you. Working on getting my teeth pulled for dentures soon, but it ain't cheap. Oh, it's not cheap. It is not cheap at all. I definitely understand on that one. I think I'm gonna have to wrap around here. Maybe better to wrap here by. And I'm just doing the upper, so I don't need the lower for this one. I'm going to get the bottom dentures, but not the implants. Any tricks to keeping them in? It's tough. It's tough to be able to do it. It's good to set your expectations that it is going to be a little bit of a difficult ride to have to do it without implants, but it's not impossible. But a lot of times it's really based off of what bony structure it's going to grab onto. So as if you have a really nice high and lumpy mountainous like bone for the lower, then it has something to grab onto and resist left or right dislodging, because it has the ability to kind of grab onto it. If it's flattened out and there's nothing to really grab onto, it's a little bit of a tougher deal to get it to stay and resist left and right dislodgement, or what we call lateral dislodgement. But it might be it's okay to use adhesives, even just a little bit, just to get to hold. But a lot of your holding, it's flat. Yeah, it tends to be that way a lot. A lot of times when it comes to dealing with lower denture, you use a lot of different muscles in your mouth to be able to hold them in. So you use your cheek muscles to push in and almost hold it down into place. You use your tongue muscle to kind of flatten out from the inside of the denture. Actually, I have a lower here. Yeah. So you use your cheek muscles to hold it down with that. You use your tongue muscle to hold it down like that. You use your lip muscle over here in the front, your orbicularis oris, to go and hold it back and down also. And so with all those different 3 muscles attachments that you're using, it's helpful. It just can be a little bit of a chore, but once you practice with it and you get it going, it's doable. But definitely a little adhesive, or of any type that you may prefer, is something that can make it work. But it's just it's tough a lot of times. It's tough a lot, especially with, like you mentioned, a flatter ridge. see. Yeah, it does suck. Sorry to not be able to have better news, but that tends to be how it is. Okay. So let me get this going. I want my little piece here. Let me go and stop this one. And then start that again. Oh, that's right. I don't want to use this too. This one has a lot of wear. So I'm gonna do this upside down and backwards. Hello. Okay. Do you make night guards too? I do. Whenever my offices that I work with, that are my accounts, ask for night guards, they can get one of two styles where they can either get one that is they can get one that is a suck down type where it's a thermofloor, it's a square sheet that I heat up to get melted just right amount, and then I do a suck down vacuum onto it, and then that creates the night guard. The other version of a night guard, of a hard night guard, would be a processed clear acrylic night guard, and those are a lot more stronger. They look great, they fit great. But a lot of times the dentists, the accounts that I work with, they tend to just go for the easier one, which is fine. Less work for me. Less work for me, but definitely it's fun to be able to do the night guards in the old school style way. Do you take the impressions? Your dentist would take the impressions at that point, so that's the main thing that comes from it is whoever your dentist is, that they are the one that can start an order for you for a lab to be able to make anything. But definitely labs, they take impressions. These days, if they're a little bit more up to date, they'll use like a intraoral scanner where it'll just scan all your teeth and everything. Those are nice and handy, especially for people that don't like the gooey impressions. But yeah, it all starts with your dentist. Hi, I just have an upper plate. I didn't have to glue in every time. I like to have. So does your plate? Your upper. It's a full upper denture. What we call it. It's very common for people to call them plates. So a lot of times when your upper denture is super reliant on creating a suction, and that suction comes from a couple different areas. One of them is going to be all the way over here in the back. It's called the post-palatal seal, and of course the center portion of the hard palate. When you go and do the right type of additional acrylic in certain spots, you can get it to lock in a seal around the whole of your borders of your denture and the back to be able to lock in a little pocket of air so that you have a nice suction. If you are not able to allow the back of it to extend all the way to the back, or you hollowed it out because of that gag reflex or whatever it may be, without the center portion and the most furthest back part, it's very difficult to get. It's very difficult to get a suction so that you don't have to use glue. But also, as an alternative, if those all are no problems, it could be the anatomy that you're dealing with that is causing you to be a difficult suctioning patient for your denture. And that usually comes from either having a very flat, bony ridge that it's not able to grab onto, or other things like what we call torus, extra like lumps of bone on certain parts of your mouth. And if it's on the upper, it's usually right in the dead center of your hard palate. But that is a common, what I call a uncommonly common thing to see. But even if there's usually a way to get around it if we do need to. Well, at the very least, the position of the planet in the stars. Where was I? Motion is just around the corner. Magic is the very best medicine. And the band is explosively. Even the sun is from an open window. Let me change something real quick. Never leave the house again. Alright. Yeah. How long does it take for you to make a full set of dentures? Usually, so what we would count on that part, it would be hands-on hours. So if I had my hands on all the different spots of all the different time frames of dentures, pouring it up, waxing it up, making the base plate, doing the before processed, pre-processing portions, and the post-processing, which would be trimming and finalizing, and smoothing and polish. Usually that should take a technician anywhere from 4 to 6 hours to be able to do, but all those 4 to 6 hours are broken up by the appointments where we would send that step of the denture back to the office, and then the office will do their thing. And so that's usually how it would go. So that's where the whole 4 to 6 hours of my hands-on time can turn into 3 weeks to a month to 2 months to 3 months, whatever it may be, because of the time frames of, let's schedule this patient, get that patient back in, everything's good, next step may take a short amount of time. It may just be a little bit of time before you get back to the appointment. So it depends on the office and the patient that's trying to the patient's incentive to be able to get into their dentures as fast as possible. What kind of digital glue or what kind of dental glue or paste do you recommend? What I always say with that one is whatever you're more comfortable using. If you have one, of course, that is a really good adhesive or glue, but it tastes like garbage, you're never going to use it. Now, finding one that does taste good and that's acceptable and tastes okay, and it does a decent job, you always have to kind of find that middle ground. And a lot of times that is a tough thing to be able to find, because it's like, well, the only ones that do work good are the ones that taste like garbage. But then you start looking to other things. Like, people love to be I know a lot of people that like to say, using this type of soft liner on the inside of your denture makes it feel great, gets the suction, gets it so you don't need as much adhesive. Those are cool too, but you just got to recognize that those have a specific allowable time in the mouth, and a lot of people don't tend to follow that, where it says, you should only keep this in your mouth for 7 days time, and they keep it in there for like a whole month or something. So following the manufacturer's instructions on doing soft lining inserts into your denture that you are able to do over the counter. They're cool. Just follow the directions on them. And they turn around and make $800, 800% profit off something they didn't do anything else. Yes, especially with dentists, right? So that's a good percentage range, because that's what I always tell everyone is that I will sell a denture for, let's say easy numbers, let's just say $10. And the dentist is going to charge anywhere from 5 to 8 times more than that to be able to make their profit. So, right, they didn't do any of the work. They took the impressions, facilitated the measurements, got you to try it in and okay it, and then facilitated the delivery and any adjustments after that. So little things for pretty massive profit on their hand. So that's where becoming a denturist, a dental technician with proper training to be able to see patients directly and charge correctly for it, is a nice thing. It's just not recognized in a bunch of states, and pretty much all the states except for like 5 of them. So that's where we got to make a change for the better of us technicians that like doing clinical stuff with patients, but also are technicians and build all the different appliances. So I guess you're right. They do quite a bit. Brother, never thought of it that way. It is. They do. They're what you're paying for is their expertise to be able to see that something's not muffed up in these different stages. And a lot of times, a good dentist can notice things, be like, "Hey, can you change this or make this a little better?" Or I see that this could be a little bit more in this arrangement. And the technician, following the guide of the dentist, like, "Yeah, okay, I'll follow that." But for those dentists that really don't care and they say pretty much, "Hey, you know what you're doing? Fill in this knowledge gap that I don't want to fill in." Cool. We are good people to be able to. We are good people, especially when you get a really good technician to be a great accessory to the dentist, so that they can do all that. But you're right. It's a lot of that prep work and the schooling and knowledge behind it that a lot of times they tend to leave behind, and they let someone that's focused specifically, the specialist of making this thing, handle a lot of the headaches with it. So it'd be nice to be compensated a little bit more than what we are, because of the knowledge we're able to bring and assistance that we're able to do for the dentist. But that's a whole other thing. How can I make teeth? You can make teeth. You can learn how to make teeth by a traditional way, which is going to school. That's not the way that a lot of people tend to do these days. Or you can learn to make teeth by going and learning on the job training. So you find a laboratory near you, and that laboratory might need a person that has interest in doing what we're doing and willing to train you. And while that training is happening, you're getting paid, which is awesome. And eventually you work yourself from the bottom all the way to the top, and all the way to where you're bench side, bending wire, setting teeth, and doing all that stuff. And you're wham bam, thank you ma'am, you're making teeth. Alright, so I got my right side done. I'm going to do my left side, which I'm not really a fan of putting something on there. I'd much rather do a ball clasp here. Oh, man. I'd much rather put a ball clasp in here. But I'm pretty sure there's like no room, and that bite is... Pretty sure the bite is just super tight. There's a monkey in the jungle, out in the paper trail. Caught it in the conflict between his brain and his tail. Then turns elimination, he's got nothing to lose. Please repeat the message, it's the music that we choose. Keep my groove on. That's very tight. I could sink one right there. They don't chew with it. All these are compromised. Get the cool. I can swing one there and wrap in over there. That might be the way to do it. It's gonna be a pain in the ass. Yeah, we'll do that. Alright. But let me put this one away for just a moment. My dentist got my bite blocks in from the lab today. What happens next? What is the bite blocks for? Good question. What are the purposes of a bite block? So this is essentially kind of the main part of a bite block. There's usually a bunch of other parts in it that involve a plate so that it fits in your mouth and it has a nice snug fit. But this is the main game that what you're going to be going to. It's going to be a block of wax, right? A bite block, or sometimes we call them wax bite. We'll call them wax bites. And what we're establishing is how open or closed you are, and also really important things such as, oh, this is your midline. This is the middle of your face where it splits your head in half. So usually following your nose all the way down to your chin, you know that that's the middle of your mouth. We also can get the high smile line. So how far up does your lip go? So that we know that when we make a mark here, the technician knows to make sure that teeth are still in this viewing area and not gums, so that we don't have like a gummy smile. Another thing is to look at different parts of the face. One of them being the ala, or the edge flare of your nose, so that we know that, okay, right where the ala is, this is where probably the pointiest part of the canine should be lying down, and the same thing on the other side. And having all this information, where you're split down the middle, where your canine points should be, how high your lip goes up when you smile. All this is super important information, and of course, on top of that, there usually is either real teeth on the bottom or or another wax block like this on the bottom, and we're figuring out how much room do you have. Usually, we want to have somewhere about 40 millimeters of space from a specific point to a specific point, but people don't always give us that range. So knowing like, oh, this person has a maximum VDO, vertical dimension of opening and closing and occlusion of this amount, and it could be smaller, it could be bigger, or it could be spot on. So all those different alignments and adjustments and markings are really important to us. I get so many different things where it's just a wax block that has been melted just right, so I know how much they opened, but everything else is a guess. And so that's not too much of a problem sometimes, because I can use the model and certain things about it to be able to figure out where to place teeth, how wide they should be, and roughly where their lip line or how high their lip would go when they would do a really high smile. So I can use certain things like I can use my incisive papilla, I can use the longest branch of my rugae to tell me where the edge of where the most cusp pointy tip of the canine should be. That'll give me a rough estimate of how wide my teeth that I can lay into here. I can use where their lip is, because more than likely where their gums start, because that's right about where my teeth should be able to show, so I'll give it another 2 to 3 millimeters up. There's a bunch of different things to be able to identify when we see a model, but when it's a crappy model, when it's a crappy impression model, bad quality, no markings on the wax block, and very little communication or notes on the lab slip, we are using as much of our knowledge to be able to fill in the missing information. And sometimes we do good, sometimes it's not. Hello, Curly Girl. Interested in working in orthodontics. Super cool. Ortho's super fun. Very fast paced, especially if you're going to be in there on the assistant side. The assistant side definitely for like an orthodontic office is very fast paced. But if you want to do an orthodontic lab, that is cool. Orthodontic lab is all about wire bending, right? I've been bending wires for a couple of my cases, so I have all the wires made for the state plates I'm going to work on. But definitely super cool. It's amazing. I learned so much more from you than my own dentist office. Yeah, a lot of times because they don't have the time, or they don't either. The dentist office does not have the time, or they don't want to, and that kind of makes it tough because it could be so much better, but they're making it difficult. They got to get to the next patient or do whatever that they're gonna do. Let me go and get a good song on that I want to listen to. But when you go in there and you scare them by knowing why you're there for, or hey, are you gonna make a mark right here or there? they may be like stepping back, but that's good because if they were to miss a spot or anything, it's just at your own detriment or the lab's frustration to not have that information. There we go. Denturus explains bite blocks in the process. Yeah, I'm not Denturus. The AI is funny though. It's the way that it guesses everything. Alright, so the next one that we have that is also on my plate is a repair. This is a repair that's going to be for a flexible partial denture. And man, this flexible partial denture is replacing every single tooth but this premolar that's right here. Which is very much a trip. That this thing should not be replacing all these teeth. This should be a full upper denture for this one, but who knows. Can I use a teaspoon of baking soda to whiten overnight? Baking soda is good for removing extrinsic stains, so stains that are on the outside of the teeth that are easy to take off. So that whether that be tea, coffee, wine, those stains usually are easy to take off with baking soda because it just has a little bit of a grit to it. It has good tobacco to an extent, right? The only thing about tobacco that makes it a little bit tough is because tobacco, in whichever form that you take it in, a lot of times it's through a breathing method. When you breathe in tobacco or whatever form, it can get into any like cracks or crazed lines that your teeth naturally has. So that's when a stain is on the outside, we call it extrinsic, external. When it's on the inside, we call it intrinsic. And when a stain that usually would be outside, it has a way to sneak into the inside, that thing is pretty much stuck there as far as a stain, unless it was to be zipped out with like a filling or something like that. So that's where things are a little different. When people like try to super whiten and get their teeth brighter, but they have like these like brown lines or darker lines that are inside the tooth, that's an intrinsic, and that's very difficult to take out by normal over-the-counter means. But definitely baking soda can help. The baking soda can help with all the outside stains, like food stains and drink stains. Okay, I don't want to bust this tooth. I gotta use it for reference. And these teeth are fairly white. I would say this is probably like a B1. Dentures? Yes. To whiten dentures? Oh, is that what we're talking about? Dentures? If you have... sorry, I was thinking natural teeth. Dumb me. This is the denture stream anyways. But when it comes to whitening and stuff like that, your dentures, you're not going to be able to change the shade of them. Can you show B1? Yeah, I'll show you a B1 right now. You can't change the shade. No, I was specific. Yeah. When you go and when you have your dentures, the color that they are does not change. The only thing that you can do to make them change, you're all good. The only thing you can make them change is to get darker, and that's because outside stains just lay themselves on top. So that's the only thing that sucks about dentures is once you chose the color, and you kind of have to just go with it and live with it. There's no whitening to them. You can make them shine a little bit better by them getting clean and having like a pumice, which smooths it out, and a high shine, which gives it a really bright reflective surface. But whitening ain't gonna happen, sadly. Let me grab that B1 that someone requested. Alright, so here are options, kind of B1s from different manufacturers. Well, these are from the same manufacturer, but you can kind of see the difference. It's more like these two are going to be more of an economy type of tooth, so they don't cost as much. And then this lower one's going to be a little bit more costly, but not the most expensive. So you can kind of see a little bit of the difference where they're the same shade. They're going to all be within that B1 range, but these ones have a little bit more layers. They have a little bit more brightness at the towards like the 2/3 to the edge of the tooth. So versus this one, this is B1 also. It just has a little bit of different characteristics that these don't. It's missing characteristics that this one has. And same thing with this. So they're all a little bit different. And even if you go to like, let's see, do I have an A2 here? I have an A2. These are all A2s. That's an A1 right there. But yeah, these are B1s. This is what I would recommend if someone was like, oh, I want white teeth. This is a good shade to go to if you want white teeth. Don't go toilet bowl white. Those are too much. Is that a no fail? No fail? No fail. Actually, I got dentures on top. I do. Do I have monodial? I think I might have some monodial. I bought someone's whole tooth cabinet off of like eBay, and it came with like, I think I got like 500 or 600 cards out of it, and there was a good amount of consistent ones. But I got a lot of everything. I got Vita MFT. I got Replica. I got New Hues. I got IPNs. I got Arctic. I got Denier. I got porcelain teeth. I got a bunch of stuff, but I would have to probably find my Mondial ones. Mondial's Coulter, I believe, right? I'm back. Yeah, that's what I thought. Is it better to go? Hold on, I'm gonna read that one. I got a denture on top, and they are brighter than my natural bottom. Now they look even. Oh, okay. That's good. Yeah, especially with naturals, you can always brighten or darken those ones up through methods. But yeah, cool. Is it better to go to a denturist for dentures? It's a much nicer thing to go to. Hello. Also, it's a much nicer thing to go to a denturist. I absolutely recommend it if you have the ability to. You're within a good proximity of them, and they're not high driving distance to be able to get to them. That person, especially just looking at especially looking at your occlusion, making you a denture that fits and does right. The dentist is great at doing a delegation of saying, hey, I can take your impressions, but I'm going to give it to someone that knows what they're doing, and then and then the dentist will get most of the profit. But definitely, if you have the option to go to a denturist, that is spot on. This is the way to do it. Dallas, in Texas, I don't believe denturism is recognized in Texas. It's recognized in Oregon, Washington, I think Maine, maybe one of the Dakotas, and I think Idaho. There's like 5 states that it's recognized by, and I always take a picture of it, but I always forget to put it like on my desktop so I can always think. I'm in Timpson. I'm going to go to a denturist. I think if you were to look it up, where they are accepted at, and potentially get that going. I mean, every now and then, Kismet, the TikTok denture expert, she'll come in here every once in a while and chit chat. She's super funny and great information from her. But definitely I'm pretty sure there's a good amount of denturists out there that are good people to go to. Yeah, I love her. Yeah, Kismet, she's super funny. Yeah, me and her just chat every once in a while about just like, oh, this and that. But yeah, she's great. I really don't want to break this tooth. Let me get this one going. Does insurance pay for you, or is this cash pay? I'm in Mesquite. Oh, super cool. There you go. And then does it interest me? No, I get paid off by the dentist. Dentist pays me to do this service of what I'm doing. See this is B1, but this has a grade to it that I don't like. So this is not going to be the type of tooth that I want to use. What's up, love? Let me bring this. Yeah. You put it in the air fryer, drizzle a little bit of oil on it, and then you want to flip it every 2 minutes. So I usually just stand there. Get the kids timer. 2 minutes split, 2 minutes split, until you get to 10, or 8. 8 to 10 is a good range. Alright. I think I may have found a better match for this. My assistant's getting a crown prep right now. Yay, dental techs. Yeah, I got my... They can scan it, I can go and scan mine. Actually, I am going to be scanning this partial denture because I do want to show this office that how to do this one. $375. So I'm going to be scanning this partial once I get it off of here and not break this remaining single tooth that this whole flexible denture is going to be, flex partial is going to be on. I really don't want to break that just yet. But yeah. How do I ask mine to send to you? You just talk to your doctor. Just be like, hey, dentist, Dennis, my good man. Can you go and use this weirdo that's online that shows off denture stuff and talks about it all? And all they have to do is look up dental things in California. I'm pretty much the only one that names their thing like that. And then from there it is. Yeah, from there it is just. It's them contacting me, us coming to an agreement, and going on from there. Just a moment, I'm going to scan this in parts. So let me get that going. New case, we're gonna do denture. Next step. We'll get that going too. Sweet Scan's been awesome. I haven't worked in an office with one until now. That's super cool. Yeah, when it comes to, right, I've always been in offices. I was an assistant prior to this. I've been in this field for 16 years, and I was an assistant. I became a teacher, and I taught assistants at vocational schools, at 9-month programs at vocational schools, and then I became a technician. So I'm just all infatuated with teeth in the dental field. When it comes to impressions, I absolutely love impressions for especially edentulous arches, or if we're going to be making something that's going to be a removable prosthesis. Love alginates, a really good alginate, or a really detailed multi-step PVS impression. All those are great. I get to see my dentures look like tomorrow. Super cool, Jen. Send my impressions to you. I'm getting my final set. Oh yeah. And yeah, all they would have to do, whether they scan you and they send them to me, I can accept all the different scanning styles that they have if they are a scanning office. If they want to send impressions, they can send impressions to me. They just got to pour it up, and then they're going to send it through snail mail, and then eventually I'll get it. I would essentially, especially if you let me know, oh yeah, my office is going to do it, then more than likely I would get in contact with you and be like, hey, do you want to kind of like see it being made, and then you can watch your thing be made, and you can give inputs on that. So that's a nice thing to be able to offer if anything. Okay, let me do this one. Let's do copy. Oh, I need to plug in my scanner. There we go. Yes, it's gonna be next month. Go and talk to her. Yeah, that'd be good. Is it safe health-wise to repair my denture with a plastic epoxy? It is not. Sadly, it is not really a biocompatible material to go into your oral cavity. And a lot of times, the epoxy, even though it's strong as hell to be able to get these two things together, it wasn't really meant to be around a moist environment that has digestive juices. That's our talon or the saliva. So usually it'll just break down and the two pieces will come apart, and it sucks because at that point when you go and if you were to finally take it to a place that would repair it, a lot of technicians are gonna kind of like push that to the side and be like, I don't want to work on something that someone else has tried to repair themselves, and that kind of makes it difficult because then it's like, now the patient kind of got themselves out of a potential repair, and that's unfortunate. And a lot of times they're being convinced to get a brand new one because they're gonna say, "Oh, that's not fixable." I try to do too much hero stuff and fix things, even though people have super glued the hell out of them. I've made, oh man, I have a bunch of videos about it, videos and photos about it. But it is definitely something that everyone does. I'll say that everyone loves super gluing their dentures or doing some type of home repair. And that's good on them, but it makes it a lot easier to not have to deal with that. But I feel you too on that end. It's like, well, I mean, they're broken. I'm not gonna. How am I gonna go without them? If funds are an issue, being able to get your dentist to get into a dentist, that does suck. And I know the struggle a lot of times I got to see on the clinical side when people had to make a choice of, oh, I guess I'm not gonna have teeth for a bit. What's the light doing? That is scanning. So over here I have my computer screen and it is receiving a scan of this partial denture that I want to have a copy of because I want to show the office, hey, I can make a new one, because this flexible material is a pain in the ass to repair, and that's what they want. They want me to add 2 teeth to this. And I can. It's just like the most difficult thing to do and work around, especially with an old one. If I had all the parameters right and I had enough time, I would much rather want to make a new one for this patient and be like, hey, I'd rather just make you one, because it's an easier thing to 3D print this and do that. And that's really the only thing I like doing with these is 3D printing partial dentures. But yeah, it's just a weird little flashing light that does its thing. Let me go and set this down on my jig here. Let me try to get this. But I wanted a copy of the model mainly, so I know that I wanted a copy of the model so I can, if this was to break, I have a backup. It looks like it's gonna give. That's a nice thing about flexibles, is that they'll flex around whatever you're trying to take them off. Oh, nope, there it is. That's exactly what I was anticipating. Do you make custom mouth guards? That is one of the things I do not do, is custom mouth guards. It's an easy thing to do. I just don't, I guess. But I should. Okay, so let me go and Now I'm gonna get one of just the model. Is that an impression of their mouth? Yeah, this was taken with an impression, and then I poured up the model, and then the model becomes the next piece to it all. So definitely it is a part, but now I'm scanning the actual model, so I have a copy of the model without the partial denture on it. There's a lot of clicking when it comes to this. I'm gonna check everything got captured. I'd like to get this area over here. Is this the same thing they use at the office to 3D scan for like Flipper? Yep, it's the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing. I just like having a hands-on one for this rather than a desktop one that spins it around itself. This is a little more versatile, and I can scan fun things like little butterflies for my kids and then 3D print them if I want to. Okay, so I want to process that. Yes, no occlusion data. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, now for the annoying part. There is something in the way for this seating again. Alright, does insurance pay you or the client? The insurance does not pay me. The dentist pays me because they pay me to make things for them. So I provide a service for dentists. They directly pay me, and then at that point, the My apartment floor, 16 stories. I'd rather burn than fall. You put the soul by storm. It's all the car, the car. What is better, this way or 3D printed? I like analog, or what we call hands-on dentures. They definitely are the way that I've learned and the way that I've enjoyed being able to make dentures. But a lot of people these days like 3D printed, and there are times where 3D printed is a awesome thing. I have a 3D printer to be able to do 3D printed stuff, but I don't like them for making like full dentures or something. Like I like printing like teeth. If in case I have like a really difficult case, like as an example, there's this one. I have this case, and I could go and search for the exact right size that matches all this, but I could also use my software and programs to be able to adjust and make a specific set that perfectly matches this. Now, you could also go on the other side and say, well, if you're just going to make the teeth, why not make the pink stuff in there? I don't like the gums or the acrylic that they use, the 3D resin for gums that they use. It looks fake. I don't like the texture of it. Without painting it and actually like staining it to look like a real denture or partial, it just looks funny to me. And also the rigidity. I don't like the they tend to break a lot. From what I've heard, from what I've seen, is that a lot of 3D dentures break. And the benefit that people always say is like, oh, well, if it breaks, you can just print a new one. I don't like that mindset, personally. Is that, oh, if it broke, just go get a new one. So that's very, very wasteful. So there's good things with both sides. You can't just throw out the whole thing because one is the new kid in town. 'Cause you, there's everything that I do. My whole mouth is about healed, and I'm trying to see what's better. See, me personally, I like a very compressed acrylic, which is what we call an old school analog denture. I like that because I know that acrylic being compressed and all those teeth arranged in the right way can get you a really beautiful look without too much effort. But when it comes to difficult cases like, I need a special set of teeth, or a special this or a special that, customizing it with a 3D software is also a great way to doing it. So it has its place. Both of them do. Sadly, even with the 3D printing, a good dentist or a lab shouldn't be charging more than an old school denture. Just because it's a new kid on the block, like I mentioned before, it doesn't have the rigidity that I would want out of my material. So I would want it to be a lot more. I would want it to be cheaper to facilitate that. Hey, this may break on you, and a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people don't like that. Oh, why are you telling them to charge less? Because it's a brand new thing and there's a lot of effort being put into it. Yeah, but if it breaks, are you gonna charge them again? I can smell this childhood memory. Grandfather made false teeth. Super cool. We played with the Pretty Pink. I know my kids play with my wax all the time, and they just make a hole in it, or they'll do a bunch of scratch marks, or they'll just make it into like a book. They always surprise me with what they want to do with the wax, which is hilarious. And I'm super into that. If they want to be in here and play with me, and if they want to be in here and play along with their paw, and the teeth don't gross them out, just kind of slowly getting them used to working in the lab in the future at that point, so I can have some employees later on, and then I could take a damn break and maybe even hand the company off to them. something like that. Resistance. Position. Hope they suddenly need it, didn't really need it, and I don't really need you. No, I don't really need you. Alright. Oh. Hey, what's up? Yeah, I'm not sure where. Oh, it's up here. Yeah, let me grab it for you. You're all good.
Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you.
Nah, you're all good. I was like, who jumped the fence? There you go. Everything's lovely. And of course, like the slipping transmission oil right there
No,
too.
you okay? I know that's oil, right? I don't want to.
Yeah, I'll get this to a nicer area.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so where was I? So that's cooled down. My middle finger saying that to oh God, I appreciate your judgment, just the words you say. Alright, so for this part, I need to make everything very ideal so I can make a matrix for this. Hello. So let me go and try to make a matrix on this, which means doing a little bit of a fancy model work for it. But I'll bring it over here so you guys can kind of see. Where did I go wrong? Got to get out of here. Hello. Sorry about that. I always forget that my camera is off over there. So let's go and get this primed. Yeah, I know this is gonna start to brown when I do that, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna brown. It's gonna bubble, because they always do. Wow. And a lot of patients say they keep it clean, but it's like clubs and you catch a lot. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. There's just so many bad things with Flexies. There we go. Now I'm starting to see a clear see-through to it. And it looks like it's holding up well. So this will be the one that I go and use when this is all ready, which still has some time. So I'm going to keep this here and put it off to the side. And then, let's see. Portrait of a blank slate, and then let's go and bend some more wire here. Let's do the upper, and oh, that's right. That's right. I was like, where's the second one? I didn't get to the second wire bend yet. Pretty picture, oh so happy, oh so happy. Oh, the kids are home from school. So easy. What is that in case? What is that? What case that I'm making? I am actively doing a repair on this one over here that I have to the side. I'm bending wires so I can make a stay plate for this other case that I have. So I have a few things that are en route to be made right now. But yeah, we're just making removables or dentures in different styles. Reaction. How long to make that? Usually hands-on time about 4 to 6 hours is what I range it. There are other technicians that are way faster, and then there's technicians that are slow, like me. But that is fine because I'm the only one that is pushing me to be either faster or to be faster if I need to be. But 46 hours like I mentioned, but that's broken apart by different appointments that the patient is going to have. So I spend an hour on it. I send it to the dental office. The patient gets to try it in, and then it finally comes back to me. Then I do another hour on it, send it back to the office. Patient tries it in, then it just goes from there. So that could take a couple. It could take a couple weeks, if anything, to get something fully done. When I like you. Alright, so that is done with that. I got the wires bent for this one. I have another one that I'm going to be making for this lower. And sadly, oh no, I think I got it just right. Super cool. Oh, this one's going to be tough. That molar is cut off. I might need to reprint this model to get that last extension of that molar. Yeah, it'll have to be, because I'm pretty sure the bite on this is super tight. There it goes. I was like, that seems too off. That's a wisdom tooth? Oh, okay. Oh my, hit me up. And that's a long stretch of teeth. Oh, this one's for the clinic. Oh, okay. This is for the clinic then. So I have a little bit more time for this. I can reprint this one if I need to. Man assigned to me. So I will leave these two wires that I pre-cut for it. Put that inside that pan. I'll go back to check on how this one is doing. So I just need this one to go through its exothermic stage and to heat up. Reprint is what that means. It means that the model that we have here. That's a good question. So the model that I have here on this one, on this side, I'm able to get all the teeth in this printed. It's when this was 3D printed. But on this side, this is where I'm going to be making the denture portion. And so with this portion, because this is all good, but I need this last tooth, which is kind of cut in half right here. And because it's cut in half, I'm not able to get a wire to wrap around to it and to grab onto it. So I need to print off this model again with just the last half so that I can get it to work. So I can do what I need to do. So that's just when I set it up to print that I wasn't paying attention to chopping this part off when I made the model. So that's not too much of a problem. It just means I have to go and work on it. And then this should be almost done getting hardening. I see the molar got cut there. Yes, exactly. It got cut. Let me go and trim this a little bit over here. Okay, so I got that enough. Let that get further. And then I do have some teeth that I can start cleaning up. So let me go grab, what, I know the song? Yeah, right? Yeah, it's a fun one. Let me go get a couple of my 3D printed teeth and I'll bring them over and and you guys can see them getting cleaned and everything. right there. There. I used to work in a dental lab. It was fun. Dentists and veterinarians are two professions left. Oh yeah, they get away with charging. Oh man, don't they? It is a crazy amount. Now you work for someone or your own patient. I own my lab, so I'm able to make all these, to do all this stuff. And there's no other person, so I have to do all the different steps. That's a good question. This is almost finished heating up. Let me cleanse some of this resin off. It seems there's things in the streets I don't believe. It's alright. So make you safe here with me. You fall and I was meant to. You never did. There we go. Alright, let's do a quick wipe with alcohol. There's the weight of the world on my shoulder. They just wanna see me fall. You got me on the outside looking in, and now I can't see it all with the weight of the world on my shoulder. You just wanna see me fall. Have faith in me. Awesome, we got that. Let me go get some cleaned up. Let me get my other cleaner. And so now we got this material. So this is a resin cleaner. So this will clean the 3D prints here a little bit better, and it's not as hard as alcohol is that we would use to clean it. So it's a little bit nicer. So let that kind of sit there. Same thing with these. Let's get a nice little soak on there. And then last two here. Okay. And then get another 2x2. Alright, so now that we got that all done, I can put this in my sieve. This is going to be for the right side. These are my two centrals. This will be for the left side. We're going to blow it till it's dry. There we go. Alright, now I'm going to go and throw this in my curing box so that it hardens up. And it should be good from there. Alright, be right back. Alright, that will cure for about 5 minutes time. And then I can go back to this. It's still a little bit warm. And get this area cleaned a little bit. I don't need a wire bend right now. I'll keep this around. Don't need that. I'll keep this here. Let's see. My garbage trencher is getting loose, right? What should you do with it? Make it a new one or something? So that's a good question on that one. When it comes to it being loose, how do we make it fit better? So, when the denture was first made for him, the inside of this, it was built to fit his denture when he first got it. Let's say that was 5 years ago. He got the denture, and this stays the same, but his mouth changes, and the is going to be And then someone else asked, "Is it ever possible to get dentures shaped like natural teeth with the details instead of so fake?" Yeah, you can. It all comes down to talking to the dentist, and the dentist telling that information to the laboratory. So you can get a denture that's made really lifelike with imperfections and tilts and swings that we wouldn't expect from a denture. And that's because we were told to be able to do that. Hey, you're allowed to go a little bit crazy with the design of these teeth. Those are always super fun. I kind of heard your kids are a fan of K-pop Demon Hunters. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So they got into that, and Zootopia 2 is fun. Now they're super into Hoppers is another one. Hoppers is like one of their favorite ones to watch, which is funny. Flu! Help all my teeth out. Shut your mouth, boy. Hey, Flu. It's been a long time. Sorry. Do you work from home? I do work from home. Here's my song ranking for that. Your Idol, Free. I do like Free. Free is up there. I think because Golden came on so much that it got a little old quicker. But definitely Free is one of the ones that I like. Takedown and Free. That's funny, lizards. They had a new Bluey live show at Disney. Yes, I heard about that, and we're not gonna go there just yet. for the live show, but I know exactly where they're gonna be putting that, and we're avoiding like watching it online. So that's some new things. Golden popped off way too much. Yeah, it was playing too much throughout the whole movie, and McDonald's is doing their little meal, which is super cool. How do you get a career in what you do? Learn on the job training. On the job training, you can find a laboratory that's near you. They can learn. They can teach you how to do what I'm doing here, and then you just go on from there, which is super cool. Gotta replace them all with candy corn. You're so dumb, Blue. I swear. Is that what the insurance covers over there for you? Is candy corn ones? Ponder rules. Let's see. This would be nice for. Yeah, especially anyone that's artistic. This tends to be a really good way to get your artistic abilities to show. Don't be a stranger when you have to eat and eat. We're all just together. See, I haven't watched the Hoppers movie. If there is anything in there, definitely. If there's music in there, I haven't been able to see it, but I can watch it. It's not hard to find it. Stabby bar paints are funny. Extra stale ones, yes. Oh, the stale candy corns. Those are always the fun ones. Okay, gotta get this to bust off a little bit. Come back and see me. Stream elements, no. Oh, what am I at? Went and did something weird over there. Oh, please look me. I don't even stop thinking. I think you're looking at. Let's see. That. It's gonna be a little bit tough to get this one off, but not impossible. Oh, it's something from the bottom it locked in. That's what it was. And with that, yep, just slides out. It kept the teeth that were inside. This is awesome. Red Bull hot tub. What the heck? What are we making today? This one we're fixing someone's flexible denture, so it's they lost 2 more teeth, and we're just adding those 2 teeth that they are missing to it. But yeah, it's a little bit of a flexible one. So once this gets fixed, then I have to take it back to the office and goes from there. Yeah, gotcha. Be right back. One second. am back. Been streaming long? I may have been. What have I missed? What have I missed? Been missing? No, I didn't miss anything over here. Over here, what are we making today? No. That's Phineas and Ferb. Oh, I haven't even watched Phineas and Ferb. That is the thing. Been streaming long? Yeah, like I mentioned. Like today? Maybe for like an hour or something like that. But yeah, it's been a nice day so far. I need to go and boil off all this wax. So let me get my water going. And then I can start prepping these for the next part. Hello. Hello. I like the name, Doctor. Internet went out for a second there. Always. There we go. I'm coming with you, dear Maria, count me in. There's a story at the bottom of this bottle, and I'm a pen. When the lights go out, I wanna watch the way you take the stage by storm. The way you wrap your boys around your finger. You wanna play the leader, that is well, it's what you're good at. The long run and the fast track, pick every second, yeah. Cause I got your picture, I'm coming with you, dear Maria, count me in. There's a story at the bottom of this bottle, and I'm a pen. Can't you count when all the world is setting you down? As it feels like stealing hot drawing your name to the crowd. Live and let live, you'll be the showgirl of the home team. I'll be the narrator, telling another tale of the American. Yep, clicks right in. Nice, we can make you a star, so you take the world by storm. It isn't that hard, cause I got your picture, I'm coming with you, dear Maria, count me in. There's a story at the bottom of this bottle, and I'm a pen. There's a count when all the world is setting you out. Cause it feels like stealing hot dog in the name of the crowd. Whoa. Aha. Look at something so easy, never going crazy. Drink from the sun. Alright, that's down all the way. Let's make this a little bit easier to work with by chopping off that part. 'Cause I got your picture, I'm coming with you, dear Maria County. And there's a story at the bottom of this bottle and on the can. Alright. She's going now. Alright, I think it's time. This is the fun, exciting part. Might as well get gloves so I don't burn my fingers. I don't look back, you'll fantasize about it every single day until it's finds you in the heart to run away. And no one's listening in northern Massachusetts on this Tuesday.